Mikey, Mahtook. Got the boys in. I got Lloyd. We got J Mitch. We got Jackie Boyd.
He tried to jump up and he might have knocked it in.
Good timing. Let's go. What a start to the Monday. I mean, I'm from Lafayette. My boys will come in and say,
oh, God. So me and Joe on the ground. I got Joe in the headlock. And he's sitting there, he's punching me in the stomach, like, punching me.
Here, is everyone sitting around? Who here thinks Ochenko can practice today after having 5 full beers? And he goes, Chad Jones, right? Chad's doing the team 6 minutes. For 7 minutes, right? Chad's like, no, man, I don't think Ochenko can practice today. And I was like, I look back, I'm like, Jesus Christ, man. I saw you there. You were more fucked up than me.
On the spirit plane had some issues, I think. She was sleep farting.
you heard her or you just thought it was her?
I sat right next to her. I smelled it.
Whoa. What was that?
Good show.
Now, when you do go to spring training, are you gonna bring your chinchilla and your turtle?
My dad tell you about it?
The SEC is, God, they hate fat people. I mean, I get crushed for that. You know what I mean? It's like, come on, man.
Hey, just the South, bro. You got a bunch of food down here. Like they should.
Players, look at Lloyd.
You know what, Lloyd?
You're looking for a recruiting coordinator, coach. I'm here.
He's like, I'll piss my pants right now.
No way.
We're wearing gray pants, long gray pants. He goes, I'll piss my pants right now.
Hello. Welcome back to Mik'd Up. Today's Friday, March 14th, first day of the SEC baseball season. LSU opens up SEC play tonight on this beautiful Friday night against Missouri. At home, 3-game slate coming off of, or actually in the midst of, a 12-game winning streak. Hoping to make that 13 will tie the longest winning streak since 2023. National championship team had a 13-game winning streak. Towards what?
What was the longest one before that?
23 games.
Yeah.
Which our co-host Jared was right in the middle of. I was not. I was in high school listening to it on the radio.
Waiting for that call.
Just waiting to get there. You know, watching it, saying, "Man, this is gonna be really fun to be a part of that thing one day."
You and Will Schmidt.
Yeah, me and Will Schmidt. Will Schmidt no longer gonna be throwing on Tuesdays in the midweek. That'll be his last time probably in his career. According to Jay Johnson, he threw 15 pitches. You would imagine he's going to have a very prominent role coming out of the bullpen or eventually becoming a starter. Who knows what the situation is. I think right now we all think that it's going to be a prominent role coming out of the bullpen. But he's looked excellent ever since he stepped foot on campus, and he's been really fun to watch. And he's, him and the other 2 freshmen on the mound, have been pretty lights out. But game got moved up from 6:30 to 4:30. Before we move on any further, our condolences and our prayers and our thoughts go to the Bertman family. Sandy Bertman passed away last night. Obviously, a huge loss for the LSU community and the baseball community and the baseball world, right? She was kind of the original first lady of the LSU baseball program. Skip gets a lot of credit for building what you see on the field, but I think Sandy had a lot of influence off the field with Skip, and obviously just thoughts and prayers are with the Bertman family, especially with Skip as he is trying to navigate through this terrible 60 years together.
That's incredible.
That's a long time being with somebody, and it's never easy to tell anybody bye, but she lived a great life, and hopefully we can celebrate her life and give our thoughts and prayers to the Bertman family. With that being said, I imagine that tonight's going to be very emotional for a lot of people around the LSU baseball program. I would also imagine that there's going to be a nice little acknowledgement for Sandy during the game, before the game, after the game, during all of the above, maybe, I don't know. And then I would imagine the players on the field, even though they never played for Skip or kind of were, really knew Sandy that well, you would imagine that anytime something like that happens, you kind of want to play a little bit harder or do something a little bit extra, do something a little bit special for the family. So I'd imagine the team's going to come out and play very well. We're going to get into that, get to the preview of the weekend. What we want to see, what we don't want to see. We're also going to talk gambling.
Oh.
Because
got some riders.
I have a 6 gamer in there, Doug Thompson, riding with me. He actually kind of maneuvered a little bit differently on that. Added a couple extra in there. We're going to talk about some of these. It's an all SEC money line parlay. My side is. I do think I wish I would have done what he did and taken the runs.
Minus 4.5.
I like it.
The run line would be like money line.
Yes.
And so he's taking the runs.
Yes.
Minus 4.5.
Instead of the money line.
Right.
Minus
Minus 1,000 if you wanted to LSU.
It was
run line.
minus 800. My $25 bet really moved the line up. It was almost instantly after I bet that, it went up to minus 1,000.
I mean, it's kind of like might as well have been the guy at the Great American Ballpark in Cincinnati.
Yeah, but I was smarter than that. I did it with my own head.
Yeah.
I didn't have a partner, I'm scamming the system by myself.
I'm telling you it's a winner.
Yeah, you just got to trust me.
Inside information.
You just got to trust
Stop
me.
talking.
Yeah, just do it for me.
Yeah.
Don't say anything. Just let me steal your money.
Don't even think about it. Just hand it over.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Just trust me.
Yeah.
Trust me. I'm not doing nothing wrong. But we got a big show. We're going to obviously talk through all that. Jared, welcome back to the show. How's the rodeo?
Well, I didn't actually go to the rodeo.
Oh.
I was just at the Pine Garden before the rodeo. I had another engagement I needed to be to that kind of skipped me out like right at that time. But I did go to the rodeo last week, so it's not the first time. The rodeo last week was electric, especially watching the 5-year-olds hop on the sheep and try to ride. Electric. So the wine garden was really cool too. It was actually a nice little spot. You'd like doing that. It's good. But I also want to kind of throw some condolences out there to the Bertman family and obviously the LSU community as well. That is a name that has been, as synonymous with LSU sports as for as long as a lot of us can think of. And what that family has been able to bestow upon LSU in Baton Rouge and Louisiana is something incredible. So, our hearts go out to that family. Our hearts go out to Miss Sandy. She was an awesome lady. It was cool getting to know her. And like you said, she's lived a long, fruitful, awesome life. And a lot of people have been able to benefit off of the type of person she is. So I don't want to make this like a somber thing, but it's a celebration of life for her for sure. And I'm sure it'll be some special feels in the park tonight. I wish I kind of was there.
Yeah, no doubt. And I think, people forget they associate Skip with baseball. Right, which obviously that's the easy one to associate with. But let's not forget that after he was done, he was an AD here. He did some things as the athletic director. So, Sandy Bertman was not only the first lady of LSU baseball, but first lady of LSU sports for a long time. She's been around it. And so it affects obviously more departments than just, or more teams than just the LSU baseball family. So, very nice words. And, never easy. But like you said, the boys are going to go out there. I think they're going to play well. There's going to be a little extra motivation. I wonder if they're going to have a little montage. No, I guess you cannot have a montage of Sandy, right?
No.
Yeah, it's
I
probably
don't
just
know.
going to
maybe
be
there's definitely going to be maybe some pictures and stuff with her and Skip, and I'd imagine definitely the Frank has a moment of silence.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I was about to say
It will
100% there'll be a moment of silence. Yeah, of course.
Right, no doubt. All right, well, let's get back to the baseball conversation. LSU starts their game moves up, which I didn't know the rain was coming tonight. Is there rain tonight? I have looked on the weather app, the Weather Channel app. No rain. No rain in the forecast. So LSU's game is moved up to 4:30. Kate Anderson's going to right? Weird.
That just shows the stranglehold Jay has on the weather.
Weird.
Like, if
well, look, I'd
rather
rather not have to burn Kate Anderson because he's been lights out. He's 3-0 with a 2.08, 37 strikeouts in 21 and 2/3 innings, only 6 walks. So he's obviously going to man the mound tonight. And I would assume and I would imagine he would continue to do what he's been doing throughout the course of the season, right? He's been nothing short of ace stuff. Like he's been the ace. He's been the guy that you expected. He's landing all 4 pitches. He has complete control of the game and of the tempo and of what he's trying to do. So he's going up against a senior left-hander, Ian Lose, who strikes out guys at more than an inning, more than a strikeout an inning. Right, he's got a little bit of a high ERA, which tells me he gives up some hits. But I think Missouri coming in at 8-8. I think that they are a little bit better than an 8-8 team. That's at least that's the feeling I get.
Get Gordon.
What?
8-8. 8-8.
Oh yeah.
8-8.
Yeah. They are an 8-8 team. But I get the feeling that they're playing better than an 8-8 team. Do you get that same feeling, Jay?
Yeah, I would imagine so, man. And especially like with this, even if you have a team that's 8-8 and you feel like they're a middling ball club, everyone kind of has new life when you start something on a schedule, right? So you've already played the first 3 to 4 weeks or whatever of the schedule, and now you have a kind of a brand new season in your mind. Now, a lot of coaches will literally retool what it is that you're thinking or where you are in the season, and when you get to this point, and kind of get you back into a mindset of you're 0-0 again. Everything you kind of want to do on the season is in front of you. Here's a new chance. So they're going to come in with a new life, obviously, and I would expect whatever they are, which is right now 8-8, that you can see a team that's going to play above that a little bit.
Yeah, I agree. And look, it's going to be the first time that it's the first SEC weekend of the year, so competition is going to ramp up. I'm looking to see how LSU responds to that. I'm looking to see how they respond if they continue this hot hitting and this hot offensive onslaught that they've had over the last 3 weeks. Over this 12-game winning streak, they are doing a lot of really good things. But I got to find it. Hold on. I just had it.
LSU is hitting 361 as a team during its current 12-game win streak.
They have
34 doubles, 1 triple, 23 homers, and 135 runs.
That's an average of 11.3 a game. Thanks, Lloyd. Appreciate you.
Hey, we all read in the room here.
I was doing it. I couldn't find it. But
pick up your teammate.
They over the last 12 games, they've been absolutely raking. And, I'm curious to see how that continues because the pitching is going to be better, a little bit deeper.
And the LSU pitching staff has limited its opponent to a 207 cumulative batting average over the last 12 games.
And that,
also plays.
That is complimentary baseball. We hit and score a lot of runs, and we pitch well and don't give up a lot of runs. That usually equals to a lot of wins.
Dubs.
That's usually the recipe.
And Jake Brown was interviewed earlier in the week, and he said kind of what we were hinting at. It's like we're playing our best baseball right now. Like this has been a lot of fun.
And you want that, but you also don't want them to be playing their best baseball. You want them to say, okay, there's room for improvement as we go, or you play this the entire year, which is very hard to do, right? Obviously, they're going to get better because they're going to play better competition, and they're going to do things that competition is going to make them better. So I'm looking forward to watching that this weekend. And then obviously Anthony Ianson throws on Saturday, 3-0 with a 3 ERA. He's also got 35 strikeouts in 24 innings, only 5 walks, right? And then Chase Shores comes in. He's the third starter, which is very hard for teams to have to deal with. And he hasn't even hit his stride yet. He's got 22 strikeouts in 20 innings with a 3.15 ERA. So their best guy as far as numbers goes, or ERA goes, is their starter on Sunday. They got all 3 lefties. So it'll be interesting. Here's a conversation piece. It'll be interesting. We talked about the lineups have not been released yet. But we have been assuming that Jay Johnson is going to continue to platoon Braswell and Reeves at third base, right? Reeves, obviously a left-handed hitting third baseman. He has been swinging a hot bat. You have 3 lefties in the lineup, starting pitching this weekend. How does Jay navigate that? Is he going to platoon it, or is he going to say, hey, Tanner, you've been swinging a hot bat, so we're going to give you the go? What do you think, Jay?
I think that job is still not nailed down. I think there's going to be a lot of platooning still going on. You can't undermine especially what Braswell is able to give you defensively and what that arm can do. So you're never really out of it, right, for him in that situation. And he's hit. Like, this is a guy that hit 300 last year on this team. So let's not sit here and think that can't possibly happen again. But like you said, one's a right-handed hitter. The other one's a hot left-handed bat. It gives you another opportunity to kind of offset the lineup. So I expect to see a platooning still going on. And I think they're still battling it out to see who's going to kind of take the reins and take off with this thing. So, yeah, I expect platooning to still go on.
So you think Braswell's going to start all 3 games? Or do you think Jay's going to –
I don't. When I say – okay, so, yeah, like the platooning of it, I don't
that's what I was
going to
ask.
Yeah, like I don't think it's necessarily right now because of how Reeves is swinging it and because of the kind of opponent, right? Like, you want – in a perfect world, you get a sweep out of this weekend. But in an even more perfect world, you get a chance to see, like, hey, can Braswell come out of it against a righty? Because if you remember, last ball game, there was 2 really good at-bats by him his last 2 at-bats. Ball he hit the center, and I forget what the next ball, and the walk, I believe after that. So those are signs that he's starting to come out of, and I'm pretty sure those were against right-handed pitchers too. I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure they were. So those could be signs as well. So I do think at worst, he's probably got at least 1 start in this series, and if he is starting to come out of it, where is it going to go from there?
Right.
So, yeah, I don't think they're lefty-righty platooning right now.
Okay, you don't think they're lefty-righty platooning?
No, I don't.
Okay, that's what I was going to say, because the reason I asked, because there's 3 lefty starters in the rotation this weekend for Missouri. Now, here's the other part of it. What if they say, okay, hey, Braswell, you get a start. You're going to get a start Friday, and he does whatever, like, let's say he goes 1 for 3 with a walk. And then, okay, now on Saturday, hey, Reeves, you're going to start. And Reeves still swings a hot bat, lefty. And, then that puts to me, that kind of makes the situation a little bit harder, more difficult decision for Jay over time. Not saying he's going to make the decision right now. But if Tanner Reeves proves that he can hit lefties, then that's a whole nother conversation. It's like, okay, well, he's kind of giving me no excuse to – he's kind of forcing my hand, so to say. But we'll see. I do believe that Braswell is going to get his at-bats this weekend. I think he deserves them, and he should get them. And I think Braswell is going to be able to contribute. He's going to be a big part of the lineup at some point this season. It's just it's an interesting conversation.
And I get it too. Here's like, I guess for me too, like, you got to remember, this is my little sidebar of this thing. I guess in my mind is, I get it. Tanner is swinging a very hot bat. Tanner also hit, I think, four something last year where he was. This is a Braswell guy who came onto your team last year, and when you needed someone to step up and kind of man the top of the lineup last year, he found a way to hit 300 on that club.
Right.
You don't push guys like that aside before you even get to the SEC schedule. So even if Tanner swings it well, I still think Braswell is fully in the mix, and there's some time that's still going to have to go by for them to figure out whose job this is. And I just don't think we're even close to finding out whose job it is at this point.
Agreed.
Would it be fair to say that maybe you see Braswell get the start against lefties, and then if they bring in somebody from the pen that's right-handed?
No doubt.
That's the platoon situation in my mind.
No doubt. But you think Braswell gets 3 starts this weekend?
Yeah, I think that would be the thought going forward. Like, it depends on how you.
That's the thought that we had going so far, right? Like, that's kind of how it's been going so far. Lefty starter, Braswell starts. Righty starter, Reeves starts. And so I didn't know if they're going to stay true to that, or if they're going to say, hey, Reeves, here's an extra start, or here's a start against the lefty. Show me what you can do.
Hey, I think I'll say this. I think this could possibly happen. I think in a perfect world, Jay would love to see Braswell have a solid weekend, solid at bats. Maybe not go 4 for 4 in games Saturday and Sunday. Like, if he gets to start today and tomorrow, maybe not go 4 for 4 in both of them, right? Because then at that point, you pretty much have to play him on Sunday. I think he would like to see him 2 wins, solid at bats, solid games, whether it's, however many hits it is, just not something to where it's like, hey, he hasn't gotten out every time he's gotten up to the plate, right? Solid at bats. And then in that case, you go into that game 3 thinking, I have a chance to see where I can go with this, because we for sure at worst, we've won this series at this point.
Yeah. Last year, LSU played Missouri, took 2 out of 3 from Missouri. Missouri won a game 8-7 in the middle game, so game 2 of the series. A couple guys on that team last year are still on this team this year. Brock Daniels is a guy that's going to be in the middle of the lineup for Missouri. He's 5 for 10 with a homer and 2 RBIs last year in the series. And Ian Lose threw 3 scoreless innings against LSU in 2024 and held them to 1 hit over 6 combined innings for his career. So Ian Lose is the game 1 starter tonight. And, he's had 6 innings in his career against LSU, and he's had a lot of success. So we'll see what happens. Obviously, a whole different lineup and a whole different team. We'll see what happens tonight. But that's an interesting tidbit because he has some experience playing against LSU, and he's had some success pitching against LSU.
I think that's been, one of the biggest calling cards of, Jay approaching this so far, because I think Missouri has been painted as a team that is maybe bottom of the barrel in the SEC, where it's like this should be a sweep, and I think he's doing a good job of kind of going against that narrative, because Missouri can sneak up and bite you. Obviously, it happened last year when LSU was in the throes of it, when it was like you needed a sweep and you weren't able to get one, and now it's a Missouri team that's played LSU close since Jay Johnson's been here, so they have more of his eye than probably most.
Yeah.
Because you had, since 2022, that was the last time Mizzou visited LSU, and all 3 games were decided by 2 runs or less. So while LSU won all 3, they're all still very close ball games.
Right, it's not going to be easy. You know what I mean? They're not going to go out and beat them 15-0
Yeah,
every
I think
game.
that's why you have to kind of speak it out loud, so it's going to be a packed out box, I would imagine, right?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think moving it up from 6:30 to 4:30 affects anything. If anything, I think it makes it better. Nobody really works on Friday anyway.
Yeah, now you got to clocking out early.
Yeah, now it's like, hey, we're going to go. It's a little bit easier. You're still, you're not super tired. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, damn, 4:30. It's kind of like half day at school type thing.
Yeah.
Let's go and bring some energy to the field. Let's go drink. And now the game's going to end at 7:30, 8 o'clock, and you're good.
Yeah.
You're chilling. Hey, you could even go to dinner after the game with the wife, or the boys.
Or. Oh, yeah, no tendies for you. I forgot.
Yep, Friday. No tendies.
He's sitting in
I'm sitting in the on-field suites. I guess what you can call those, right? Like the box seats, whatever they are. Yeah.
And I was like,
"What are you drinking? What are you drinking down there?"
I don't know. I'm gonna see. Apparently they have a waitress that comes and gets orders and stuff from you down there. So I'm looking forward to seeing this experience.
Candy. So they bring French fries too?
I can't eat chicken fingers. It's Friday. It's Lent.
It is Friday. It's Friday.
It's Lent.
It's Friday. It's Friday.
Lent.
You're right.
It'll be a popcorn day and water
French fries
and drinks.
Freedom fries.
Freedom fries. I'm looking forward to that. I'm excited about.
What did you give up for?
Are you down the first base line?
I think so. I don't really know exactly where the box is. It's one of the lines, obviously.
Okay.
Okay.
Maybe a couple more.
Yeah.
Get us a nice picture from there. Let me see the view that you got. I want to see this.
I'll get in there. I'm hoping that we're on the low level because there's 3 tiers of these box seats.
Okay.
And I'm hoping we're on the lower level.
2.
I think there's 2. Maybe there's 2. I thought there's 3. I don't know. Who knows? But yeah, I'm looking forward to.
No tendies. I'm gonna sit next to you. I'm gonna swing up with some tenders.
I'm gonna try to find the menu early before I get there. Scout it out. So
you start eating them in front of his face, Lloyd. Kind of tempt him because you know you want some.
Oh, he can't. This man can't turn down a tendy.
I love chicken tenders, dude. Some people go to these ballparks and they get the hot dogs. They just say, "Oh, every ballpark I go, I gotta go check the hot dogs out or the nachos or whatever." I'm a chicken tendy guy. I'm gonna go check out every single. Some of these guys, some stadiums have gourmet chicken fingers. It's amazing.
Mikey,
great breading. Great breading.
What is the nicest restaurant? What is the nicest restaurant that you ordered chicken fingers?
Oh, no, I don't do that. At nice restaurants, I don't order chicken fingers. I don't do that.
It don't have to be in the last 10 years. I'm just saying, in your lifetime, what do you think?
I've never, honestly, anytime.
I can actually answer this for me if you need.
Yeah, anytime I go to a nice restaurant, I'd probably I'd order like if when I was younger and I didn't really want all the fancy shit.
Mm-hmm.
Usually they had a burger. I'd get a burger. I wouldn't get because usually those ones don't have chicken tenders.
So when I was a wee lad, and this hasn't changed much. Like my palate is the least refined palate maybe on the planet. Like still no vegetables and no fruit. Really kind of stick to the main food groups of meat, like chicken and.
There's no fruit.
No fruit. No vegetables. I think carrot is that a vegetable? I eat those.
That is a veggie.
I put them in the air fryer. But we went to Galatoire's, which obviously nice restaurant, known for the fish. And I was like, I don't really fuck with fish that isn't like fried yet. I don't know what trout almondine is. And so I was like the first kid to ever ask me to make chicken tenders. And apparently it went over like gangbusters in the kitchen. They're like, dude, this is a great idea. And so fancy restaurant chicken tenders.
There you go. Okay, Galatoire's. That's a good one.
What's still on the menu? Secret menu at Galatoire's.
That would definitely qualify as nice or fancy restaurant.
Yeah.
For chicken tip.
Yeah. I'm looking at these Missouri numbers. I think another interesting kind of potential, I don't know what the word is, but potential issue that could come up. Missouri's 26 of 32 in stolen bases.
Oh.
Right? So they like to try to run, and they're pretty efficient at running. Right? They've only been thrown out 6 times, so not a ton. LSU has done a really good job controlling the running game. Luis Hernandez has thrown some guys out. Pitching staff has done a really good job of keeping them close. That is a part of the game that we really haven't seen a lot yet from other teams, but seems like Missouri is going to try to do that. They are, and this tells you how kind of deep the SEC is. They're number 11 in the SEC in batting average at a 301 team batting average at a 301 clip. That's 11th in the SEC. LSU is first with a 341 clip. Pretty impressive, obviously, how deep it is, but 301's not bad. Pitching staff is where they struggle. They are bottom of the barrel, 16th in the SEC with a cumulative 6.20 ERA. So,
and listen, they got a lot of guys that walk people too. So like this is the quintessential team where you can get yourself in trouble by swinging yourself into bad spots and chasing pitches and not being patient. We talk a lot about that, like you're getting pitches in the zone. I would imagine there may be a lot of times this weekend where you may see guys take that first pitch heater right down the middle because they're sitting here looking at what these guys have done so far in the year. And it's like they can't or they have not shown the ability to continuously throw strikes. So don't sit here and force yourself thinking I got to hit every single pitch that comes across that might be in the zone. Find your pitch.
Right.
Find your pitch and continue to do that.
Yeah, and I think what they've been doing leading up to this point, I think that's the perfect way to go about that, right? Just like you said, you work the counts, keep doing the things that you've been doing, get on base, and then when you have the opportunity to drive them in. It doesn't have to be with a homer. And so I think you're going to see that from them. I think you're going to see them score a lot of runs and keep the offense or Missouri's offense kind of at bay. I wouldn't be shocked if you saw them give up 2 or 3 runs against Missouri, but it's going to be kind of like, chip away. Maybe they get like it's not going to be a bunch of hits back to back to back. It'll be get on base, maybe hit a double, get a guy over, manufacturing some runs. But I believe that LSU is going to score a ton, which brings the next conversation. Before the show started, we talked to Doug, and Doug said he liked the under at 14, which I didn't disagree with him because I was like, I don't know if Missouri is going to score enough. I can see LSU kind of scoring, about winning. Like Doug was like, I can see him winning like 9-2, 10-2, right?
Mikey threw out 11-4 to try to pitch him on the over.
Yeah, I was like, what do you think about like? I think like more like a 9-2, 10-2. I'm like, okay,
sold.
I'm in.
I just need the numbers to make sense.
I'm in on the under. And so I do like the under on that because I don't think that Missouri's going to score a whole bunch. And I think Missouri's pitching staff isn't good. I just don't see LSU scoring 15 and giving up none.
What kind of weather we got there?
It's supposed to be, they moved it up, but like I'm looking at the app, and it doesn't look like there's any rain tonight.
It is an ominous day outside.
Yeah, it's a little overcast.
I was trying to see what kind of hitters we had in terms of like righty lefties and stuff like that. Obviously, you got the lefty going for. Well, is Cade going tonight? I forgot. I didn't hear exactly. Is he going tonight?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. You got Cade going tonight. And I was trying to see what they had as far as for like lefty righty situation in the lineup. I think I kind of like the under on this one too. And it's kind of weird because I see a big spread that's very possible, but if it's not, I also don't see it being a 11-8 ball game. I don't see it being something that hits the over. So I do kind of like the ball. I kind of like the under on this one.
Can y'all explain the wind to me very quickly in the direction in which
The what?
like the wind? I'm at the wind odometer right now for Alec Box.
Yeah.
I believe if the wind's blowing from the north, like when there's a cold front, it usually is going from left to right. And so I believe when there's a cold front that's coming from it's like a north wind, I believe.
Well, this is a north wind currently at 12 miles an hour with gusts up to 26. So
So it's going to be a windy night.
Is that good or bad? Is that blowing out or blowing in?
I would be lying if I told you exactly.
We're so bad at that stuff. Still don't know.
I don't know. We'll look at the flags when we get there, huh?
Yeah.
I like the 4.5. I like the run line though. I do like that. I do like LSU winning over 4.5 runs.
Ooh, that's a good run line to start the college, I guess, conference schedule right now. I don't know, man. I kind of think like I could easily see a 9-2 ball game, but 6-3 would not surprise me as well. Like it just wouldn't. So it's like, oh, I don't know. I would fade the actual run line, and I would stay towards the other side of it, taking the under. I just would.
Yeah. I mean, I took the under, so I didn't
under
take the run
also.
line yet.
No,
but.
I just had, and my majority of thinking was how, like, we haven't really talked about Cade Anderson because he's went out and been a Friday night guy, like kind of what I guess is expected if you're at LSU, if you're the number one team in the country, where like you expect him to kind of go out, do his deal, 6-7 innings, you look up and it's zero runs, and he has 11 strikeouts. Like, okay, cool, but he hasn't been talked about enough. Like, it hasn't been celebrated. But I expect him to do the same thing again, where he goes 6, and maybe he has, like if he gives up 1.
Yeah.
But that's where like the under plays more for me than LSU putting up like 11, 14.
Right. 100%.
Yeah, like I said, I don't. The way they've pitched so far this year, I just don't see a world where there's the game one of the SEC schedule for them turns into a shootout. I just don't see it. So if I'm going to pick a close game, I think it's a pretty low-scoring close game. If I'm going to pick a blowout, I still don't see them putting up 6 in a blowout. So that's why I would take the under here.
Agreed. Speaking of other games, and I think we stay on the gambling side because it's going to bring in the conversation about the SEC right now. My 6-game parlay. You want to hear it?
6 out the gate. I see you working.
6-game parlay. We got my.
Oh no! I mean, I've got it over here.
The app's crapping out. It keeps
giving me
a seizure.
You know what it is? Everybody's on it right now.
Yeah, listen, that's why the line moved up. I got it. You
okay.
ready?
Yeah, I rode with you.
You did. So, 6-game parlay. I took Arkansas at Ole Miss. I took Arkansas money line. Right now, that's a tough first game. You're playing at Ole Miss. Ole Miss is it's lefty starter versus lefty starter. Zach Root for Arkansas has been there, done that. He's a junior, 2.11 ERA. But Ole Miss's Hunter Elliott's got 1.86 ERA. Ole Miss is playing good baseball. Arkansas is ranked in the top 5. I like Arkansas to win the game. I think it's going to be a good one. But I like Arkansas ultimately in that. I took LSU money line. I took Georgia money line. Kentucky at Georgia. Kentucky starter Nick McCoy, 3-0 with a .42 ERA. Senior doesn't look great on paper for me because I picked Georgia to win. They're playing at Georgia. We've seen Kentucky play this game before where they don't have a super tough non-conference schedule. But you're playing at Georgia. Georgia's been hitting the ball out of the ballpark. It's a hitter-friendly field. I believe that ERA of .42 will balloon a little bit higher than it currently is. Georgia starters. He has a 3.86 ERA. Also a lefty, but I think that playing at Georgia, being there, that will be the difference. Georgia will win. I took our boy Nolan in the Longhorns. Texas at Mississippi State. I got Texas winning that game. Texas, the pitching staff for Texas has been dealing. They've been throwing the ball really well, keeping runs off the board. They're playing at Mississippi State. Mississippi State's been playing good baseball. better than I think people expected at first. But I like Texas. I like Texas to ride the momentum, win that. Florida at Tennessee, I think that's like kind of the premier game of the weekend. I like Tennessee winning that. They're at Tennessee. And then I got Vanderbilt at Auburn. Auburn's been playing good baseball. Kind of did it to us last year. Really good non-conference record. I think they're better this year than they were last year. But I think Vanderbilt's better this year than they were last year. So I'm going to take Vandy at Auburn. That is a 6-game parlay. Odds of plus 1395. Love that. That's my parlay.
I'm surprised the odds aren't even higher than that on a 6-game parlay right there.
Yeah, what do y'all think about that? What don't y'all like, or do y'all like? Lloyd rode with me, so
I'm like looking through the schedule of it right now again.
Well, no, my thought is, and I think we all thought bags were a good idea, but I think that if you just do this favorites on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, at some point you're going to hit a 5-game parlay, or like if
maybe not Fridays because you got the aces throwing.
It might be, and that's where Doug
could be a Sunday thing.
Like we may have readjusted our thing to like Friday unders, the unders club,
maybe
because of the pitching. But
right.
I do think that this is a strategy that will probably bear more fruit than people are probably thinking, because it is the SEC. There's probably going to be upsets, but I just think early on, feeling it out a little bit is not a bad way to approach gambling. Where I know people are always saying like fade favorites. I think if you do it on the money line, I think you'll be okay.
Yeah, and I think the one game that missed for me that I really wanted to take was Alabama at A&M. Ryan Prager's got a .39 ERA, and he's preseason SEC pitcher of the year. And that would be one that I wanted to put in, but I just left him off.
I think I might bet that separate.
Why'd you leave him off? Why did you want to go with that?
Missed it
because I liked the other ones better. I didn't want to make too many games, but I liked the other games that I picked better than that. And by the time I went back, I was like, I'm just not going to add another one. But I do like. I may take A&M on its own. With Prager on there, I don't know what the run line. I don't know what the spread is on that, but. I wouldn't be shocked if it went under.
Can we go down the list of the matchups and see where we think the Friday night game is going to go, just in terms of wins and losses? Can we just look at that?
I think that's what I just kind of did, right? Well, at least on my bets.
I mean, you did 6. There's 8 games. You did 6. There's 8. That's what I was saying.
Okay, so Alabama A&M. I like A&M winning the Friday night game. And Oklahoma at South Carolina. I stayed away from that one. I just don't know.
Oklahoma at South Carolina?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with South Carolina in this one. Honestly, I just think Maneri, with the experience in this league, who is it? Stone, Brandon Stone. I believe I remember him throwing for them. He's got experience in this league, and they play well in that ballpark. So I like them. I don't know about the series. I think both of these two teams, we're still figuring out what the hell they got this year. You got new coaches. You got a team coming into a new conference. Like, there's a lot still trying to figure it out with them. But I like South Carolina on Friday night in that one.
All right, and look, I thought about doing all of the games, but I was like, okay, that's just
doing it for content.
Yeah, now we're trying. Now we're doing
at that point, you're not actually trying to win that. If that's what you're doing.
Now we're doing too much.
They have no run line listed for no total for the A&M game.
Really?
So they're thinking the same thing that you're thinking. Like A&M obviously in the midst of a funk, but it's not because of their pitching.
What is A&M's record now? Do we know?
We can.
I believe they have 6 or 7 losses on the year. I don't know how many wins.
I
don't know the answer.
10-6.
They're 10-6.
10-6. There you go.
Which is tough. Like, if that was
not
LSU,
a great start. Yeah, not a great start. I feel like Lavallette's starting to swing a hot bat. I think he's starting to get back in there.
Yeah.
But with Prager, when you have your ace on the mound, that's kind of like the stopper. That's the guy that's like, hey, you're going to get A-plus stuff from him, and it's just a matter if they can score some runs.
And this is when they need. This is when they need not only for like the record wins and losses, but mentally for this team to get off in the conference the right way with their ace, who's got 8 point season. It would be a tough loss to be at home and you take a loss to a team, an Alabama team, which has kind of been a middling team. If you upper half of the middle of the last couple of years, if you take this loss, it kind of shoots you in the foot a little bit, and it's hard to rebound from that emotionally from where they are right now. So this is one they need tonight.
Yeah.
Alabama's sneaky, kind of sneaky.
No, Alabama's good. Alabama's
Alabama.
good.
That's what I said. They're like I wouldn't be surprised if they found their way somewhere in the top 5 teams of the conference at the end of the season, or if they're sitting there in 5 to 8 or 5 to 12 somewhere like that.
Well,
they kind of run that.
And here's the saving grace for A&M, right? Their starting pitching hasn't been the issue. All 3 of their starters who are on the weekend rotation have a sub-3 ERA. One's got a sub-1 ERA, right? So, like, you know, with that kind of pitching staff, it just takes a little bit of the offense to start getting going for them to kind of catch fire and start playing good baseball. And, you know, winning your first SEC series against an Alabama team who's been playing well, you have a shortstop who's top of the SEC in all offensive categories. You know, I think that if they can go out and get that win, I think that's a huge momentum booster, especially they're probably so pumped to get out of non-conference, right? 10-6, like, hey, now –
season starts.
it's a harder part of the season, but maybe this will get y'all playing the baseball that y'all need to get start playing. So you like A&M that game, and you like South Carolina and Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Look,
I like A&M. I like South Carolina. Go ahead to the next one. Yeah.
So the Vanderbilt-Auburn game is interesting because I took Vandy. Do you know who the Friday night starter is for Auburn?
Sammy Dutton, baby.
Sammy Dutton. And I was watching some video of Sammy Dutton earlier. Sammy Dutton's 2-1 with a 1.31 ERA. He's always known for good breaking balls. Seems like his breaking ball is a lot tighter now. Doesn't have as much of a loop as it used to have. Now it is, hey, I'm gonna spin it and it's gonna fall off the table. Looks like he's thriving back home in Alabama, and he is their Friday night guy. He's going up against J.D. Thompson for Vanderbilt. I don't know much about J.D., but he's got 3.66 ERA. And they're playing at Auburn. So, look, that's one that I thought about going the other direction, but I think Vanderbilt's better than they were last year, and I think Auburn – I still need to see Auburn prove it to me long-term after what they did to us last year of having a really good non-conference and then coming to the SEC and getting curb stomped.
Yeah, I love – it's cool, man. I love this part of the year because we can go through those first few weeks, those first 3 weeks, and not really understand – what any of the teams are just because there's so much going on. I love this part of the year because now you get to really start looking at this and projecting who we have here, who's the contenders and who's the pretenders. When it comes to this game, I sit here and I'm thinking the experience that they have, the coaching staff that they have, the guys that they have on the team, the pedigree, the tradition, everything in that building says a Friday night win against a team that has been perpetually like a lower tier team in the conference. A Friday night win for a Vanderbilt team is going to happen here. I don't know if they'll win the series. We don't know where they're at in that situation, but I feel this is a game that they'll go and get. They may not light it up against Sammy Dutton. He may go out there and do his thing through 6, maybe even get into the 7th. But I feel like they'll find a way to get this win tonight.
Yeah. Here's my next question. This is the last game I really want to talk about before we can kind of go and get to the end of the thing because it's a hard out at 2 so that we can all get ready to go for the game.
Yeah, people don't work on Fridays.
At 4:30, yeah. The big game of the weekend is Florida at Tennessee, right? Like Tennessee is the number 1 or number 2 team in the country, depending on what
state you're in.
Yeah, what poll you're looking at. Florida's the top. Florida's the top 10. I don't know. Are they
the Mason-Dixon line?
Yeah.
Is Florida in the top 5, or are they a top 10 team?
They're definitely a top 10 team.
They're definitely a top 10 team. Tennessee has been lighting the world on fire offensively. Obviously, I think they have 50-plus homers on the year. Their Friday night guy, Liam Doyle, left-handed pitcher, is transferred from Ole Miss. He is lights out, 3-0 with a .44 ERA. But sophomore right-handed pitcher Liam Peterson from Florida is one of the better pitchers in the country, and he's 4-0 with a .86 ERA. Right, so this is going to be a very, very high-level baseball series over the weekend. Every single game is going to be competitive. And I'm interested to see if, Tennessee's playing at home. I'm interested to see if Florida's pitching staff can kind of subdue Tennessee's offense and slow them down just a little bit. But it's going to be a game that's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, this is a great series right here. And I'm going to go ahead on a Friday night. I'm taking Tennessee at home as the former national champions, the defending national champions. And I just think in this situation, not only do they have the offense to do it and they've been playing well, I do think the guy they have on the mound is going to throw well. And I think the wheels will kind of fall off once the starters come off the field for both teams, but more specifically for Florida in this situation. I just think that this night is going to be for Tennessee. And I think Tennessee's for real again. So I think this is one that they'll take and see where the rest of the series goes. I expect them to win the series, but I do think they'll take this one tonight. And I think it'll be decently convincing too.
And Florida coming off a pretty big midweek win where they played number 4 Florida State.
Yep.
That was a big.
Which is riding the ship because they got 10-run ruled a week ago.
Well, UCF, I think 10-run ruled Miami too.
Yeah.
So UCF is just kind of running through the state of Florida, and I think UCF's ranked in the top 25 and kind of moving up their way up the rankings.
Beat Missouri 7-1.
They beat Missouri 7-1. I don't know if they played Florida State yet, but they're going for the Florida sweep on all the big.
They go for the Florida State championship.
The Florida State championship. I don't know if they played Florida State, but that's going to be talked about. Hey, Florida State championship.
I think Carson Beck might be winning that.
Oh yeah, Carson Beck struggling with the Florida with the
or
new
thriving
state. Or thriving in Florida, which however you want to look at it. But yeah, I'm with you on the Tennessee Florida stuff. I think Tennessee wins the first game on Friday at least. Liam Doyle has been lights out, but I'm looking forward to watching that.
6 players listed out for the Tennessee-Florida baseball series opener. I wonder if any of these people are important.
Well, how many are? I mean, what can you read the names?
Oh, Alberto Ozuna. Can we get over this?
Yeah, he's done. He's not playing baseball.
Did you see the letter he wrote on like it was at a orange volunteer orange with a white font, and it was like the longest thing that I didn't want to read. And I was like, nobody's going to read this, kid.
Did you read it?
No.
Okay.
And I was like, obviously you don't agree with the decision, but it doesn't have to be 180 words.
Yeah.
Like, this sucks. Why did it happen?
Because you graduated.
Yeah.
Like, you played baseball long enough.
Gators have 4 players out. Kyle Jones, Cade Kirkland, Pierce
Oh,
Coppola.
Kirkland's a big one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kirkland's a big one. That's why the odds are
what they are.
What they are. That makes sense. Okay. Thanks for that info.
God,
I still like the pitching staff though. Like I still like I like to see.
Give me volunteers tonight.
Yeah, me too.
It's happening.
They're gonna be real assholes about it too. Like I feel like that plays.
I
mean, I just they know that.
I'm not. Hey, Lloyd. You know what, Lloyd? I love that you bring that up because I do feel like last year that shit came down a good bit compared to what it was the last couple years. It's almost like hey, does it ratchet up again? Does it stay at the same level? Or do they feel like they no longer really need to? I haven't watched them much this year. So do they feel like they no longer need to, I guess, impose their mindset or their will or their thoughts that kind of way? And if they kind of feel like, hey, we know where that, so we can go about this a little more, not gonna say casually, but just not that.
Yeah,
well, I think
handle it like you've been there before because they hadn't, and
right.
they were acting like they had, and it became like like we're the new kids here, and like we want to stay here, and it's like y'all didn't think of anything about us, and it was this huge show.
Right, but you've seen it over the years kind of mellow out, right? Because
that's what I'm saying.
we talk about it, you follow the lead of your head coach, and it felt like early on, Vitello he was really trying. He was pushing a lot of that because he was trying to. He's an energetic guy. He's a younger coach. And he was trying to kind of get these guys going and prove that we belong here.
Baseball belongs in the SEC.
Right? And then now they've won, and now they finally got over the hump and won the championship. I think over the years he's been like, whoa, I know we're good enough now. I think we've proven that. Let's be a little bit more
professional
in a way. You can still have fun, do the things you need to do, but there's no more like, hey, we have to have a chip on our shoulder to prove that we belong. We've proved that already.
Yeah, we don't have to walk anybody off in the 4th.
No doubt. All right.
The daddy hat's still alive.
This.
It's just the worst. It's just so bizarre.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever, man. Do your thing.
Okay, so pick the clicks.
Do you think that Luis Hernandez gets to start at catcher because you mentioned the stolen bases? Aaron Beatty obviously struggles defensively, but better arm.
Well, I say that. We've talked about Aaron Beatty having the better arm. Luis Hernandez has impressed me with his arm.
Me too.
So I don't know if he's a better arm. I think Luis Hernandez, he does get to start, I believe. He gets to start Friday night. I mean, I think I know that he's going to get it to start. But I'm not worried about him throwing guys out. I mean, He's proven that he can do it.
I think they've been pleasantly surprised with what he's given them behind the plate so far. I don't think they really knew what they were truly getting as a catcher, as a receiver, as a catch and throw guy. And he's been better than what they thought. So, yeah, I do think a more experienced hitter, a guy that hit 20-plus homers last year that has the opportunity or has the chance to give you that kind of upside with the bat, and he's been better than what they thought behind the plate. Yeah, I think he gets to start tonight.
Yep. All right, so pick the clicks. Is that your pick to click, Luis Hernandez?
No, that's not my pick to click.
I thought Lloyd was going to pick.
Now I feel like I have to.
Pick to click.
Oh, thank God.
Who you got? Go
No,
ahead.
you're going ahead.
You spoke too soon. It's like in class when the teacher's trying to pick. Oh, thank God. Nope, Lloyd, you're it.
Oh, Holbert's here.
You go.
I am going to go with, fuck it, Luis Hernandez. Give me one.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I feel like he's due.
I got-
He hit one ball off. He's got one. Crack the seal. Keep peeing.
Okay.
Hey, this is you can't call this one of course, but I think this is a huge weekend for him, man, and I think the kid kind of comes out and shows you that he is for real. I think there's still going to be somewhat of a low somewhere in the year, but I do think maybe some people's eyes, you might start to look at it a little different this week. I think Curiel has a big weekend, not only tonight but this weekend as well.
Okay. Lefty homer.
Oh. It could come in the fifth.
Into the wind, wherever the wind is going tonight. I don't know where it's at, but we'll find out.
Let me ask you this: do you think Fry gets a start tonight?
No, I think he may be the first bat off the bench tonight, though. All the lefties that are in there, he may be in there in the fifth inning in a pinch hit situation.
Do you think that Pearson DHs? Lefty?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
I do.
And
I do. Yeah, I do. Jay has shown in the past. Now, look, obviously, Fire may get it. We don't know. We're just we're
I'm
projecting,
going Bear
but-
Jones, Oppo Taco.
Oh, wow. He took the-
That's a good one too.
Yeah.
You got again, but that means you don't get the barrel out of the front. Anyway, anyway. So I think I do think Pearson gets to start. I think Ethan Fry may be in there by the fifth inning, because you got all lefties too this week, and I think this is the perfect opportunity for, as soon as you get an opportunity to put him in, especially in something that may be meaningful in the game, and he can show you that he can show up in those situations, you start to earn more of those opportunities. So I do think Pearson gets to start. Ethan Fry is maybe the first bat off the bench.
Yeah, I was gonna pick him potentially, but I'm gonna go Bear Jones, Oppo Taco. Bear Jones has more opportunities to do it, at least in the first game. So that's kind of what I'm gonna do. He's been hot, a lefty on the mound, wind potentially blowing out to right field, right center. I like it. Do we want to do lines?
Yeah, always.
Do we want to do pitching lines?
I mean, I'll go with what you're talking about, like starters.
Yeah, for just tonight.
LSU.
Tonight.
I think Cade goes 6 2/3.
Wow, you think this is gonna be the longest start of the year?
Yeah, I think it's.
Damn.
I think it's time to let's. He's been, because he hasn't. There's been really reason to take him out. Like, pitch count hasn't really been high. He's been striking a ton of people out, so I'll go 6 2/3 to let him kind of be known to the country with 10 Ks and the under.
Okay.
I got Cade 6 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, 9 Ks.
That sounds better than mine.
Yeah, I like 6. I like
1 walk.
one walk. Oh, so you're doing the whole line.
Yeah.
I'm giving you that, yeah.
One intentional walk.
Yeah. I like the 6 innings. I was gonna go 6 innings, but I'm gonna go 6 1/3 because I don't want to be I have to have a little different. 6 1/3, 11 punchies, 5 hits given up.
11.
5 hits given up, and 2 runs.
Who's the first guy out the pen?
Any walks? You got any walks in there?
2.
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Put 2 on with a walk. The inevitable 2.
Inevitable. Well, I hope it's not
I
the
hope
inevitable 2.
When do you think you see Schmidt this weekend, or if at all? That's because of
Tonight?
obviously the
It depends on the
Kidding,
game.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's possible though, but maybe I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
I could see him
That's it.
platooning with Chase Shores because he's been, still ratcheting him up, and he hasn't gone. He threw over 100 pitches for the first time, but he got out maybe in the 5th last week.
Yeah, but if you had 100 pitches, that's you're really looking more so at pitches than you are innings. So if I got you to 100 pitches, truthfully, you're not platooning with anyone unless we don't think you can actually perform a high clip over those 100.
Yeah, I think it just depends. Like whenever his opportunity, whenever he feels like is he going to be the back end closer? Or is he going to be, hey, we need you to go 4 innings to finish the game? I don't know, but we'll see him. I think
15 pitches, dude. He's not out of the question of throwing tonight. So just let that be known.
Right. All right. Well, it's going to be fun. Like I said, hard out at 2. So let's go. Mistake of the day, brought to you by our friends at Lloyd.
I have actually no mistake of the day, but 2 curtain calls.
I thought. Oh, okay. So I thought you were gonna do Beck was the mistake of the day.
Oh yeah, I do have. I mean, I do. If we wanted to go,
we can just say that. We just talk about it. Just
Carson,
mention it.
Have you seen this, Jared? The internet's rampant with the Carson
Beck got caught.
Well, we don't know. That's what I'm saying.
Allegedly got caught snapping, cheating on Hannah Cavender.
Didn't this happen already?
No,
Haley Cavender comes out, talks about it. So Carson Beck moves to Miami because to follow his influencer girlfriend, and then
She's a
now
basketball player,
influencer, and basketball player, and now they get all their stuff stolen.
And $5 million.
They get all their stuff stolen, and then now he is got caught running around. So that's the.
That's the hubbub. I was trying to find her video. I think I spelled Cavender wrong. I don't know if it was with an E or an I, which is good for me. Not a pervert. Yeah, here it is. Here it is. It's with an I.
Is it an I or
it's
is it
an I?
E?
It's an I.
I don't know which one it is.
I don't know which one's which either. Like I can't tell when the twin came on.
Oh, I have no clue. Yeah, I have no clue.
But here's the video of her talking about it. It is very dramatic for almost like. I mean, I don't. Maybe it was a hard breakup. Maybe she does care. I don't know. But it was interesting to say the least because I don't know which one's talking.
That's Haley.
I just want to say one thing because I can't be too crazy unfiltered on here. If your sister comes to you or your friend or someone that's really important in your life and they have a gut feeling about a relationship or a friendship, for example, and they just tell you that on a repeated basis, trust your dang sister. Trust her. She's always right. I promise you. Or your mom. They're always right.
Look,
so.
she got to make sure she gets a necklace out there, though.
Thursday.
Look, you see the necklace.
It's not my story to tell, but yeah.
Is this a different one?
I know there's a lot of speculation, and I see someone in my life that's hurting, and I don't think it's okay to not be able to have to always keep your mouth shut.
So they did two different.
A little bit of unfiltered Haley on here. And yeah, I'm trying to be as nice as possible.
I don't know. Okay.
Me either. I can't tell. I mean, I'm not, they're
whatever. Mistake of the day is just Carson Beck being an idiot. All right, curtain call. Go ahead.
Have you seen the buzzer beater that is circulating around from? I think it's a high school so it's the same kid that Manasquan, apparent game-winning bucket versus Camden in tonight's NJSIA Group 2 semifinal got waved off after the official huddle. No replay review. Brutal way to lose. That was March 5th, 2024. You fast forward to this year. Same kid, same spot.
No way.
Yeah. With the same opportunity.
No way. 2 years in a row. That's this year.
Yeah.
That's how high school basketball should be. That's how our high school gym looked like, actually.
Oh, our high school team.
We didn't have the seats behind the seats. The seats behind the goal.
But all-time moment for that kid to get redemption.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Same spot, huh? That is good. I like it. I keep mine simple though. Let's tell the truth about it. We're finally here to the real part of the season. It ain't just opening day anymore. It's the schedule that really matters. You got 10 weeks, you got 30 ball games. Obviously the the midweek games count too, but you got 30 ball games to really make your case of who you are and what's going to happen when you get to the end of May. So to the SEC slate, curtain call.
There you go. Curtain call to SEC baseball. My curtain call is to Sandy Bertman. I know I did it before the show, but I want to end the show that way. Shout out to Sandy Bertman, Skip Bertman, the family. Our prayers are out to you. amazing life. Obviously, it's always gone too soon, no matter how long and how great your life has been. You've impacted a lot of people, and you will be missed. So, shout out Sandy Bertman.
Very much missed. Very much missed.
We appreciate everybody. We love you all. Thanks for the support. Please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel if you can't watch us, but you like listening to us. Or anywhere you get your pods. We'll be back live on studio on Monday from 6 to 8 p.m. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. Enjoy the game. Stay dry this weekend if you're going to be out there. St. Patty's Day parade on Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
Great show. Look, it's a long fireworks show. That's great. If you're going to be out there on Sunday at the parade, look for me. I got a bunch of really cool things to throw. I got more trinkets than beads this year.
Trinkets. I'm a big trinket guy.
I got like balls.
Oh.
Yeah. LSU balls.
Oh.
I got St. Patty's Day balls.
Oh.
Frisbee.
Hey, mixing the water now. Mixing the water.
Oh, no, it's good. I got it.
You should throw buzz balls.
I don't have those.
They're cheap.
God.
And they definitely work.
I don't have those. But it's going to be a fun weekend. Stay dry. Enjoy the game tonight. We'll see you on Monday. We love y'all. Peace.
Your premium seating. Comes with in-seat service, food and bev, and a built-in ice chest.
Hey, look at that. Look at that.
Rob Mikey's fridge.
We're going to see what happens.